Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on January 25th, 2017. This is the final show going into their Takeover special. Again, I feel like this is where they typically go a lot of the times before their Takeover specials. They seem to always do the final work on the terms more promo side than they do maybe on the terms of building up their program's match side. Matches this week, they were decent matches. They weren't anything all that great inside the ring. You had Ember Moon going up against Liv Morgan. I thought the match was done pretty well. It was a decent match. Ember Moon going over. Liv Morgan's definitely improved within the ringside area of everything, so hopefully you continue seeing improvement like that, and she can get really good. She can get good. Ember Moon's always been really good, great. They've always kind of put her over, and they put her over a little bit more here in the terms of going over Liv Morgan, and probably I would say solidifying the fact that she's probably the one who's going to challenge for the NXT Women's title WrestleMania weekend for that particular takeover. At least that's what I would think. But you never know where they would go with the writing and everything in that sense. But that's where you would probably think that they're going with everything. You had Andrea Cien Almas and eventually Roderick Strong, because Almas was cutting a promo backstage and he talking about Roderick Strong and everything in that sense and what he would do to him, and he goes face to face with Roderick Strong. It looks like he's about to Cien Almas is about to back off, and that's Strong is going to cut his portion of a promo. That's when Cien Almas comes back in and beats down Roderick Strong, leaving him laying. I kind of like this segment. I like where Andrea Cien Almas has kind of gone as a heel in this sense of it. It just, like I said, when he came in as a face, he kind of came in as just kind of a guy that's there. He kind of, like, you see a lot better with facial expressions and his mannerisms and everything since he's been a heel, and I definitely enjoyed the character a little bit more as a heel versus when he was being a face. He, like I said, he felt like he was just kind of there, and now he's kind of revitalized and rebuilt himself in some way, and they of course have their takeover match at on Saturday. They go along with it, so you get another promo leading into those particular matches. You had No Way Jose going up against Kona Reeves. This match was made from the week before from their promo. This match was decent. It wasn't a bad match by any stretch of the imagination. Kona Reeves is definitely, he looks good in the ring. Promo-wise, you're still a little bit iffy on. Character-wise itself is a little bit iffy as well. They play him off as like a creepy type of guy. It's like he's always kind of smiling and trying to, like, almost as a delusional character in some way, shape, or form. It almost feels like he's another way of Bo Dallas in some way, shape, or form at that point. But we still don't know too much about him because he doesn't really show up all that often. And we'll see where they go along with it. But after the match, it looks like No Way Jose is going to get interviewed. And he immediately gets interrupted by Elias Samson. And he sings one of his terrible songs, which I get as part of the character now, that he sings a terrible song and everything in that sense. But it's definitely leading towards a program between Elias Samson and No Way Jose. I don't think it's going to be a match at the Takeover special. It might be a match that they film at Takeover for NXT next week or something like that. I don't know where they're going to go with it. But they end it with them changing the No Way Jose to Just Drift Away for the Drifter. Like, that's the bit that the crowd has been doing now to get under his skin, is like Just Drift Away to go along with it. So overall, not bad. I thought it was pretty. It'll be interesting to see where they go along with this, because Elias Samson's not bad in the ring, but I also like the aspect that, like, even Corey Graves, who gets behind the heels so often, can't even get behind this guy in any way, shape, or form. So it's one of those bits, like, even Corey Graves can't even get behind them with everything. So we'll see where they go along with this and see how long they run with this Elias Samson, No Way Jose thing. or if it's going to just be something that they do as like a dark match or a taping match for at the NXT show this on Saturday along with it. Up next was Chris Atkins versus Eric Young. This match was pretty much a squash match, what you would kind of expect. Eric Young kind of building momentum going into the match with Ty Dillinger. And not much to really say about this. He cuts a quick promo after the match saying that, not being part of Sanity was going to be the biggest mistake of Ty Dillinger's life. And then Big Damo, now known as Killian Dane, does that big senton splash on Chris Atkins to finish off everything. Like I said, not a bad segment, just kind of there to build up Eric Young a little bit more. And they also ran promos throughout the entire night for DIY versus the Authors of Pain, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bobby Roode to go along with it. So you got more promo packages. Like I said, there was a lot more promo packages leading into NXT Takeover than there was like in the arena action for everything. With the exception, of course, the face-off with all four women for the Fatal 4-Way with Asuka, Nikki Cross, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. The only two people who talk in this entire thing was Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. They cut a decent promo afterwards, kind of coming off as the snobbish areas, like even to the point that Peyton Royce takes the microphone away from William Regal and everything in that sense. Doesn't even bother fielding a question from the announcer that was there. Nikki Cross comes out kind of just as her normal way, being a little bit, not a little bit, but really crazy, and she's really great at that mannerism. She pulls that one off really well. And then Asuka, as she was coming down, just dashes down the ring, doesn't even wait for music or anything, and they start taking out Billie Kay. Her and Nikki take out Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and they chase them off, and then they have a big stare down, and then security rolls in there, and Asuka attacks security, Nikki Cross attacks security, and they start trying to go at it. They get pulled out, and Nikki Cross finishes it off with taking out security and Asuka with a flying crossbody to the outside. That entire segment, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. A little bit unbelievable in some way, shape, or form, but not bad. Like I said, it does play off the aspect of like Asuka just like taking out every single person in security was absolutely great. It's like everyone's like, no, stop. She just kicks him in the head, like punches him, kicks him. And of course Nikki Cross does the same thing. I thought it came off pretty good. I liked the segment to end the show. And the faces of like Peyton Royce and Billie Kay at the end, like it's like, oh god, that's what we got to deal with on Saturday. Type look at the end of it was pretty good to go along with it. Overall this week, NXT match wise, not much of anything. Doesn't really lead into anything. With the Takeover special, all that Takeover stuff was done through promos and everything in that sense. You do get the big brawl at the end with the four women for the Fatal 4-Way, and I thought that came off pretty well as well. Overall, though, the matches, two of the matches were at least decent matches, and the other one was just kind of there in the terms of Eric Young to build more momentum and also throw a promo out there really quick for him and Ty Dillinger for their Takeover match to go along with it. So, overall, not a bad NXT. Nothing great. I wouldn't say anything spectacular to go along with it, but pretty good NXT going into their Takeover special this week. So, with that being said, that is my review for WWE NXT. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.